Hello everyone and welcome to the 11th episode of the PrimalSomething podcast. First of all, I do have to apologise. The last 4 months have been absolutely stacked with work. We've been really busy pushing out projects for clients, so we've been working on that. We've only recently found the time to get back to the podcast, so we really do apologise to anyone who's been listening to the last few episodes. We've all sat down together, myself, Stephen and Ed, and spoken about the podcast, spoken about the direction it's going to take for 2018, and we really are geared up to deliver a lot more podcasts over the year. This podcast is the 11th. It's with my friends Ed and Oliver again. So this is the 11th podcast of the year. I am going to try and make it 12 before the year is out, so that would mean one episode per month, but we're definitely looking into 2018. We are going to be looking at recording 2 or 3, maybe even 4 podcasts a month with certain guests. So this is a podcast with myself, Glenn Wheeler, Ed Dutton and Oliver Dutton. We're going into the subjects of everything Tesla, gaming, tech, all those type of things. There was a lot to talk about with Tesla due to their new launch of their new Roadster, some additions to the Model X, their trucks are looking really, really cool. So we had a good chat about those. Ed had a bit of a sing-song, and yeah, it was a pretty good podcast. Like I said, hoping to get another one in by the end of the year. So please enjoy the podcast. Let us know how you think it went. Leave some comments on the website, and we will be back hopefully for a 12th podcast before the year is out. Thank you and enjoy.
It was his last day. We all decided.
Is this the guy that pissed on the car?
No, that's a different guy. But yeah, we all decided to go to the pub, and yeah, things as they usually do get a bit out of hand, and we ended up doing a bit of karaoke. So
what time did you get home? Or did you even get home?
Some of us made it home, some of us didn't. No, I think we got in about 2, so it's a pretty reasonable night.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right.
So how's the job going?
Actually, we sang AC/DC, and I'm so glad we did, because it was the day.
Song?
It was the day. A whole lot of Rosie. It's got to be. But it was the day before what's his name died, so I felt like it was a memorial night out for him, even though I didn't know.
What's his name?
I don't know.
The band member?
Yeah, the AC/DC guy.
What the frick is he called?
Have a Google.
I think I know, but I don't want to say because I'm wrong.
It doesn't matter
Let's
if you're
have a
wrong.
look. Let's have a look.
Doesn't matter if you're wrong.
AC/DC band member death.
Well, nice thing to search.
Malcolm Young, yes.
Yeah,
Malcolm Young.
Malcolm Young.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
was
sad.
completely
64.
So young.
Guitarist.
So young.
Yeah, that's
Love a bit of AC/DC.
How did he die?
I don't know.
You want to get the Iron Man movie soundtrack? It's got a lot of AC/DC tracks on it.
Yeah.
So look how he died.
I'm always like, I wonder why I like Iron Man films. I mean, they're good. I mean,
They were the first ones, so they were flawed at parts.
yeah,
but
they
started
were
it all
okay,
off,
but it's
really.
the music that did it.
What did you say you sang? Whole Lot of Rosie.
Yeah.
You had Highway to Hell, Hell's Bells and Back in Black
Oh,
to
actually,
sing.
no, we did Hell's Bells as well.
I'm just trying to see how he died. Fucking hell, he was suffering from dementia. Not nice.
Oh, speaking of dementia.
Oh, but he was diagnosed
Totally.
in 2014.
Totally irrelevant. Have you ever watched Black Mirror?
Nah.
It's by
it is.
that journalist of the Guardian. It's like a TV series on that's now on
is it
Netflix
like a
as well.
dystopian world or something?
Dystopian.
Yeah. Do you know what dystopian?
I do not know what
Like-
dystopia means.
Alternate reality that's a bit weird compared to
Yeah.
reality.
But it's like terrifying because it's so close to reality. If that's a word. Yeah, reality. Yeah.
What was close to reality?
Black Mirror.
This is on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's a bunch of episodes. Each episode is a story in itself, and I think it might be produced and directed by this, or it's definitely written by the guy who writes like quite famous articles in the Guardian. I've forgotten his name. Google him. Google Black Mirror writer or something.
Black Mirror.
Oh, what would you do without Google?
We'd be fucked.
Yeah, we'd literally be like monkeys.
Using
Black
this,
Mirror.
like,
I thought I was going to come up with a Black Friday deal there.
Oh,
Right, okay, so right, yeah.
Are you gonna go any more than that? Just
God, it's had 4 seasons already.
Charlie Brooker. That's it. Charlie Brooker. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
does TV
and-
stuff as well, I think.
yeah, I think he does. Yeah. And his episodes are based on sort of real life issues that, if like were escalated a little bit more, could be reality. It's like really really terrifying stuff. And I don't know why dementia reminded me of that. It's something I've always wanted to talk about on the podcast.
Dementia?
Have you? No. Black Mirror.
Right.
We could talk about dementia as well.
I don't know anything about dementia, apart from it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
God, yes.
Have you ever watched it?
Before?
No,
I've not
a
watched
few
it.
people suggested it, but
Yeah, there's like some of the episodes just
Must be decent if it's had 4 series.
no, it's good. Like that, it's not your typical. Like, it's not like a documentary or anything. They're like short stories, but they're complete head fucks because they're so close to reality. For example,
Is it a Netflix original? Like made by Netflix, is it?
I think the most recent season might have been, but I'm not sure.
Or funded by Netflix?
Yeah, or
is it?
something.
Has any of you started watching Punisher?
No.
you say that. I actually watched 3 episodes last
Any good?
night.
I haven't watched. I saw it on there. I've not watched it yet.
Yes, first 3 last night. I really enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
Does it connect into the other?
Is this
So there is a character that does appear, Karen Page from Daredevil, the blonde assistant that's part of the law firm. She's in it because if you watched Daredevil season 2, I believe, Punisher is in Daredevil season 2. That's where his character starts. That's where you first meet him. And then Punisher is set after the Defenders.
Have you watched the Marvel series?
I've watched
Netflix.
Yeah, well, I've watched. I couldn't get into Iron Fist, and I loved Luke Cage and I loved Jessica Jones. Oh, they were so.
I'd say
great.
Iron Fist is the weakest.
Oh, it's definitely the least of the the least best. If that makes
There was what was the other ones that just
The
got
worst?
released? Though?
Yeah.
There was another one, not Punisher. There was another series just launched as well. Marvel
The Defenders.
Defenders. Have you watched that yet?
Yeah, the Defenders interlinks all 4 characters: Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage into one series.
It's crazy how fucking we're so spoilt for TV, like in series of things. And honestly, I think it's just I don't know how people find the freaking time to watch them all. It's like episode after episode.
I was having this conversation yesterday with a wonderful date of mine, and
Date or what did you say?
like
A girl.
Right, a date, right? Yeah.
And we were sat there in front of the TV like, what the hell should we watch? So we checked up Netflix and we were scrolling through and we were like, there's so much stuff on Netflix, but whenever it's there, you just either can't decide or it's like
we take we take it for granted.
I know,
We
yeah.
flick through things like, oh nah.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what I'm in the mood for, blah blah blah. Whereas like even take about 20 years ago, it's like you watch what's on BBC
Well, exactly.
One, BBC Two, or ITV1. That is literally all
I
you
was gonna
have.
say, like, even in my time, because I'm now 30 fucking
even
one.
10 years ago, it was
Yeah,
preview.
I'm just
Sky,
like
maybe
31. I'm 31, and when I was young, you might.
I was a young.
How old are you again?
I was a small boy.
How old are you?
24, nearly.
So did you just have channels 1 to 5 when you were younger?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Well, we didn't have Sky growing up, so we just had Freeview. So I think
We weren't privileged.
Isn't it mad how we
children.
can just go to even open on our Sky boxes, Virgin boxes, we actually don't. Who actually watches live TV anymore?
No one.
No.
But yes, mother, you better be listening. We're gonna have a conversation about TV licenses.
Right.
I don't pay TV license. I refuse to pay TV license because I do not watch live TV.
Do you watch live TV maybe for 1 hour a week?
No, literally do not watch live TV because I don't find the need to watch live TV.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's become a little bit like radio as well.
Yeah, but if you look at the price of a TV license, it's how much? It's like £140 a year?
Yeah. Isn't it?
How much is that?
145.
145, so that's what, like £12.50 or something close to £12. I think it's £12.40 a month.
144 is £12.
Would you ever pay that for a live streaming service such as
Yeah, but there's the whole thing. Most people forget this. The TV license is to fund the BBC. It's not to fund TV. The BBC do so much more than just TV. They do music. They do news. The TV license is to fund the entire corporation.
Everyone does.
Yeah,
Sky does news. Sky does TV. Sky does music. Sky does films.
It's because they use advertising revenue. BBC don't use that. So yes, BBC could start using advertising revenue, but the whole point of it was that BBC use that fee so that they're impartial. They are not in the pocket of advertisers.
It's a good point, but I think it's a totally broken structure now with what we have today. I mean, BBC iPlayer and stuff. I mean, I know you've probably both watched, but how insane it is BBC, isn't it?
I don't watch
Blue Planet.
I don't watch
Blue Planet. Yeah.
Fuck me.
I need to watch it. I want to watch it. I've just not gone around to it yet.
Have you not started watching it yet? Oh my god! Some of because we watch it. They haven't obviously got Ultra HD yet, have they? BBC.
Not the channels, but they do record in Ultra HD.
Even in HD, we've been watching it in HD, and obviously the film crews that go out there, and how they're actually recording some of the stuff on Blue Planet is just ridiculous. Great whites up close and all that stuff.
I've seen that YouTube clip of the the lizard escaping the snakes.
Oh, that was the last one though, wasn't it?
That was Planet Earth 2.
Planet Earth 2.
Back in July, actually.
Fucking hell, you well behind.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. I better get a TV license to catch up.
No, but I guess to watch BBC iPlayer, do you need a TV license?
Yeah. You do, yeah.
Right.
They're going to change it soon as well.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going to have to log in to able to access BBC iPlayer. At the moment, it's public access. But
well, I'm sure I'll log me on the Apple TV, the new one.
Yeah.
We went on there the other day and it asked us to log in.
Yeah.
I think it might be already in place.
Go close to your mic.
You can pull that hand down a bit, Marley, I think. It'll still go loads further down.
Sorry.
Yeah. But I think it really depends on what you watch. I mean, I pay TV license because I'm a fan of Blue Planet, Planet Earth, Doctor Who, and maybe I hardly ever watch TV. I only watch TV for those programs. But it's I want to, support those programs, and there was funny thing is The Sun posted an article, had an article in the newspaper that said BBC news journalists sleeping on the job, because it was the night shift and whatnot, and then BBC actually tweeted out saying, at least basically they posted an infograph of a survey. They asked 1,000 people of where do you go to get your trusted news that you always know is going to be impartial. It was 48% BBC. The newest one was 5%, and the Sun was 2%. And they're basically we allow our people to sleep on the job to, because it's better to do that than it is to.
I think it is one place. The BBC is one place where you can actually get accurate news. Yeah. You go online all the time these days with news websites and all that type of stuff. But I think
you're going to tell stuff like The Guardian, The Telegraph. You can easily tell that those articles are quite biased at times.
But what's really, really interesting is they're not always the fastest to respond to news. But I think that's because they're gathering data to make sure it's factual.
Accurate.
Sometimes they just post an article and it's literally two lines.
It's a headliner. Yeah. That's
the problem these days. That's the problem with all media, people are releasing
information
news
now. Information
people
now.
people want to be the first out there, but it doesn't necessarily have to be accurate, or that they don't check what they're putting out there. It's just who can get it out fastest. I don't know if you ever saw that Denzel Washington. Did you ever see that when there was a Denzel Washington speaking to a media person on
And they take it out of context as well.
It was basically some news reporter was interviewing him at one of these posh do's on an evening on like a red carpet event, and he was speaking about the media and how it is their responsibility to. Everyone talks about fake news, but it is their responsibility to put out correct news rather than being the people first to put it out there. Make sure it's the correct. It's not important to be the first to put it out. It's important to be correct or accurate, because it can ruin people's lives. Like false news can ruin people's lives. All these.
Well, it can.
There's been a lot of stuff about. Who was it? Richard. Someone got arrested for paedophile or kiddie fiddling or whatever, and it was found. Yeah, kiddie fiddling. And it wasn't true, but obviously it shines a bad name. Someone sees that, it shines a bad name on them straight away. So I think it's really important for people to actually find out the proper information and the right sources of information.
I think it's come to a point in time where people... I don't know about you, but how I see... if I see an article about such and such claims against someone, straight away I always think, like, fuck me. Like, if I was that person and I actually didn't do those things, now the media has got my whole life, like, under control. Like... Yeah, it's really sad. It's
just this thing that's put over you straight away. I can't remember
I think society has become... It's moved into guilty to proven innocent.
Yeah.
Even when you're proven innocent, it still had an effect.
It's still the guilt that hangs over you.
Imagine, like, obviously, people like Kevin Spacey. Has appeared... Obviously, more stuff has come out in the meantime, which solidifies the previous claims. But when the first claim came out, anyone could have just gone, 30 years ago he tried to, assault me or whatever. And
it's funny you mentioned...
It's very tough.
That was the name I was just about to say before you even mentioned his name. Like, when it first came out, because, I love House of Cards.
Yeah.
It's so...
Do you like House of Cards now?
What?
Do you like House of Cards still?
I do. That's the thing.
Baby Driver.
It's a really tough one to take. Like, when you think about the type of guys, because he was actually a really friendly guy as well, obviously on the red carpet and all that stuff. It's just really, when you think about it, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, why did he, now he's being cut out of, wasn't he just recently cut out of some...
an entire film, and reshooting the entire film
with a new guy.
A different actor.
Yeah. And just thinks you watch all those great things, and then one of this thing comes to bite him in the ass. It's like this guy, If I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Have you seen the YouTube sensation? He said some racist words in tweets. PMs, I think, as well it was.
Yeah.
And now it's... I mean, that one is taken out of context.
MPs that have, sworn something as a joke or something on Twitter 14 years ago, and it comes around and they have to resign because of it or whatever.
I think this is the problem, especially for that YouTube kid. He was 14, 15. And I've said so many worse things on the message, but it's not something that I mean. You might call someone something fucking crazy.
Well, not only that, but even if you felt that 14 years ago, you might not feel that now.
Exactly. But
people change,
Yeah, but then obviously he went into the jungle to sort of push his career, I guess, a little bit more, because that's why they go in, really. Try and get something out of it, I guess, which is fine. And then he has to come out because someone has released some information or found some tweets and released them about him to sell probably to a newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
For a fortune. And now he's got this shitty name hanging over him because he said some racist words. I don't know. What was the words he said? I'm hanging with my...
He used the N-word.
Hanging with my niggers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a kid. It's just totally taken out of context, and then people get on his back for it. And then it just...
But not only that, right? And I've forgotten who I had this discussion with, but the word nigger in all contexts, people feel so I think white people feel so scared to say it now as well.
Oh, yeah, because they get
Like, but no.
But it's
like,
fine for a black person.
Yeah,
to
you
say
get
it.
like Drake and whoever, and like Little John or whatever, like all the
Yeah.
rappers and stuff. They swear or they say that word so many times in raps and stuff. It's absolutely fine.
Double
If
standards.
Eminem started rapping and said nigger or something, holy shit, the world would be on fire.
But the thing is, though, would it? Because Eminem, he's from that rap world, and he's in with that sort of
No,
type
but
of
it
people.
comes back to all of
Yeah.
that, like back in when
Yeah,
the blacks were slaves and like all of that stuff. Do you know what I mean?
It's a funny one. It really is.
It's like a really sensitive subject where people get far too touchy. It was like, it was centuries ago.
Is that not a thing that is wrong with? I mean, obviously we're so the world is so connected now. You literally cannot get away with anything. A celebrity does something wrong on Twitter, they'll be absolutely fucking slated for it. They do something in real life, and it's spread around the world in the space of an hour. Literally every continent of the world, someone knows about it. You can't escape. If you're it must be hell being a celebrity.
Yeah.
Please, never. I want to ever be a celebrity, or even worse, fucking president.
Jesus.
Because you just can't escape. You can't escape anything. You mention something online, someone will be on your back. Because everybody has an opinion.
Reputation, like life.
Yeah,
is just
but you've got soap operas, Coronation Street, EastEnders, and they have these plots of stories, and you get millions of people phoning in because they don't like something that's been in it. Oh, this person, it's not right for them to do that.
Well, don't watch it then.
Exactly.
Like, fuck off.
People are so... Exactly, that's how I see it. But people are just so freaking touchy, it's unbelievable.
The world has become so nanny, like, everyone needs to look after everyone else, when really people should just stand up for themselves.
But
I think there's a certain extent, okay, where, things aren't acceptable, but... Yeah. The world's a fucking joke.
I think it's just become a major problem. Like, you could have got away with this 10 years ago because people were less... You know, it's like you walk around everywhere and everyone... I get the train up and down to work now, and honestly, all the way there and all the way back, there's probably a couple of couples talking to each other, whereas everyone's got their head down on the phone and they're connecting with everybody else, and they can find out news so quick, they can make a comment in somebody so fast just by using social media, Facebook, whatever. It's just...
Watch Black Mirror.
It's just one of those things. It's like...
There's an episode, I think it's season 3, episode 1. Actually,
calling it like the Bible.
Google it actually.
Jonathan.
No, because it's the first one. If you open it up on Netflix, it's the first. It's one at the top of the list. I don't know why they've arranged the seasons in that way, but it's essentially a world where everyone is socially connected, a bit like how we are now, and everyone uses this one social media, for example, like Facebook.
This is
you
not
can
the series where they were running on treadmills, is it?
It's the same guy.
What was that series? Because you put it on in here once. Where they were on a bike or a treadmill and they were making their money for the day.
We'll come back to that.
Right, yeah.
But so everyone's on their social media, but everything you do, whenever you meet someone, whether you interact with someone or something, you can rate it out of 5. Out of 5 stars. So this podcast we're doing here now, at the end, if I thought it was great, I could give you both 5 stars.
Can you leave a comment?
If I thought, Glenn, you were great and Ollie, you were a bit shit, sorry, I could give you 5 and I could give Ollie like 3 because it was okay. And then everyone has an overall score of every single interaction combined. So like
freaky. Imagine that
so
life.
my total score would probably be like 2.1. No, but like I don't know, it might be like 3.9 or something because I could be an asshole at times.
You can be cheeky.
Yeah.
But then you're having impressions before you even met the person.
Exactly. So everything is based on
isn't that
first
what life is
impression.
now?
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, if the stuff on Black Mirror really digs deep into social problems that are around today but aren't really thought about like that.
That's interesting, that is, because I go on to Joe Rogan Experience Forum on Facebook.
Yeah.
And honestly, there's so many twats on there. They just, like, you put a comment on there and they'll call you something straight away.
Yeah.
But
That person could be the nicest person in the world, but
Exactly.
you just type, what a twat.
Yeah.
But that person could be really nice.
It's so true. Like,
it is.
And I hardly ever post on social media anymore because there's no benefit for me for doing it. Like,
is there a benefit for anyone?
No, literally there is not. Like, have interactions with people in real life. It's so much more rewarding.
I think that's true.
Good example is obviously you had the budget on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? And as part of the budget, they announced an extension for the electric car plug-in grant for electric cars in the UK. It's going to be extended with £100 million being put towards it. So I posted on the on the Tesla Model 3 Facebook group saying, good news for potential UK buyers of Model 3 when the car comes out 2019. It was announced today that the UK government's committed an extra £100 million towards extending the plug-in car grant that was due to expire next year. So when the car comes out, obviously, you'd be there. First comment was someone saying the support for EVs is a bipartisan issue and always has been. Don't credit the Tories for this. This would have happened under any government. And I'm just like, it's like someone always has to bring it political. And I just replied to saying it would have happened anyway, but I didn't give any credit to the Tories. I was just stating a fact.
And did
Which
they reply to that?
was a fact. I mean, he didn't reply, he just liked my comment.
So what does this move?
It's basically the guy who commented is a massive Labour supporter and thinks the Tories are a pile of shit. So
anything positive come from these still doesn't like it.
Anything positive come from this government, he's gonna derate it or whatever you say, degrade it.
Yeah.
When I was like, well, yeah, it would have happened because electric vehicles are becoming more and more popular. So any government who come in would have done that. But it's just like, it just annoys me how everything just is so...
So this move with the budget and the
political.
EV thing, what is that to support? Sorry?
So currently, if you buy an electric vehicle that is on a list, you get
any electric vehicle?
There's about 30 or so on the list. It's zero. There's a certain rating. There's 3 categories. Top categories, obviously, 0 emissions, 100% electric. That you get a £4,500 grant. So instantly, before you even buy the vehicle, they knock £4,500 off. The money goes directly from the government to the retailer.
Yeah.
That was due to expire March next year. It had already been extended because it was previously expired March 2016.
Wow.
So they expired it for 2 years, and then obviously they're extending it for another 2 years. Because that was one of the concerns, was when the Model 3 finally comes to the UK, will we have, this available discount? It's the same issue in America, where in America, the first 200,000 cars built by a manufacturer gets a tax rebate, like a tax refund. After 200,000 in America, then they no longer, it like phases out. So people were...
It's quite low, isn't it? 200,000 in the whole of America.
Yeah, but it's sales only in America, so it's not worldwide sales. Tesla have currently sold probably about 160,000 in America alone. So people are like, I'll get your Model 3 orders in soon, because soon you won't be able to get the $7,500 rebate.
So the Model 3's not even in America yet?
No, it's they've just started opening public orders now.
Right.
Obviously,
but they haven't made any deliveries of the Model 3 yet?
No, they started deliveries in July.
Oh, okay.
So started at the end of July, and they delivered 30 vehicles to employees of Tesla and SpaceX, and all the way up until this point, it's only been employees.
Right.
And now they've just opened public orders for California previous owners of Tesla vehicles. and obviously they're ramping that up, but as expected, the ramp up is happening a lot slower.
I was going to say they can't get these Teslas out quick enough, can I? I mean, they've opened a couple of new gigafactories, haven't they? Or
they've currently got a factory in Fremont, which is their main construction factory, and they have a gigafactory. It's in Texas, that makes the main batteries, and then I believe there's also another factory that used to belong to Solar City. Solar City is solar panel supplier that they bought. So they currently have 3 factories. There's a factory being planned in Asia, probably in China. And there's also talks of a factory being in Europe somewhere, probably Germany.
yeah. Chris Stanks went to one in Germany. I don't know what that was. Some Tesla factory in Germany, I believe it. I don't know what it was.
It might have been like partnership or something, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
What the hell was this thing that they've just done?
might be like a delivery centre or a distribution centre or something like that, because it's unlikely to be at the factory.
All right, yeah. Germany to take on Tesla with Gigafactory rival.
But yeah.
Tesla just built a battery for somebody. Who the hell was that for? Did you see it this week?
So they've just
in Australia.
they've just completed the world's largest battery bank, basically to help Southern Australia out. They keep having power outages, obviously due to the weather and the how big it is. So the nearest battery facility in the world is, I think, 30 megawatts, and they said that they'll build a 100 megawatt battery facility in 100 days. And if they do it within 100 days, if they don't do it within 100 days, it's free. And they've just completed that within the promised 100 days.
So this new battery that they've got in Australia can power 30,000 homes.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
it's 100 megawatts. That is a lot of energy. Well, it's 1,000.
Stick your tongue on it. Disintegrate.
1 megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts, and your average light bulb is 40 watts. So, and there's 1,000 watts in a kilowatt, so it's it's a lot of energy.
That's like millions of light bulbs.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like the whole Tesla thing is just ridiculous. I was speaking to the guys in here the other day about how Tesla, Elon Musk have the future literally locked down with what they're doing, with power, vehicles, space travel.
You know what they've done? They've looked at all the Star Wars and Star Trek films, and they've been like, right, pick 5 from that, and we'll do that this year.
How's he getting on with the Boring Company?
Well, he's bought another drill.
Right.
Second hand.
Didn't he give this job to? I was reading an article about it, and he's giving this Boring Company job to a bunch of apprentice people.
Yeah. So during an interview,
here you go, dig a fucking hole.
During an interview, he stated that the amount of time he spends on the Boring Company is 2%.
Wow.
2% of his time goes on the Boring Company. It's mainly run by volunteers and apprentices.
Yeah.
But they have a massive hole in the SpaceX car park. That they've started drilling, and apparently the Californian governor or mayor is quite open to the idea, and then what they want is the first tunnel is to go from the Tesla factory in probably Fremont to the SpaceX factory. So it's not that far, but it's just.
It's a good trial run, and it's in safe ground. So it's a good testing arena.
Isn't the reason for doing this is because obviously it's the distance that's being travelled underground is not far, because isn't he trying to resolve a problem of, is it California?
Yeah,
to get from one
traffic,
point to another in a space of a few miles takes about an hour.
Yeah,
so that's why he's obviously trying to do this.
Yeah,
it's isn't it weird how he can just pick up, he sees an issue and he's like, all right, we'll just do this, and he just does it. I was reading his frigging book.
He's just a doer, isn't he?
He is. A lot of people in
he's on a different level to everyone else.
But in life, people say, "Oh, we should do this, or we should do that, or we should set up this business." He sees it as, "Oh, we should do that. Let's do it." And then the week after, it's like he's on with it.
But do you think it's because he's got the money to do it?
I don't think it's that, no, because in cases he doesn't. Because obviously he's got his money spread into all these different businesses, and if you read his book...
Yeah, he sold PayPal and started 3 businesses from that.
Yeah, well,
so.
and if you read the book, NASA essentially saved Tesla.
Yeah.
Really?
He was out of money. People had done pre-orders of Teslas. He had spent that money, and he didn't have it.
It was
essentially...
it was something like, it was the Christmas party. It was basically like 11 o'clock or whatever. He said that at midnight we are going bankrupt, and then literally at like quarter to midnight.
Didn't have one launch left of one of the space rockets.
Something like that.
And if it succeeded. They had a last effort.
Yeah.
It succeeded, and he got a phone call from NASA, who offered him billions.
It was like a 1.5 billion contract to resupply the ISS, and that literally saved both SpaceX and Tesla.
It took a slice of that money and moved it into Tesla and got that booming, put the rest into...
Yeah.
And it just went from there. It's just like...
Lids on a knife edge. It was literally, hours from just going completely bankrupt.
I think you find that a lot with business. I think you do. The risks with starting up businesses is huge. Like you take a slice of money. You know yourself, just from a small business head, you take a slice of money and you try and make that work. It fucking does work or it doesn't. And I think when you go back to Gary Vee, sometimes it's all about the hustle. Just trying to get stuff to work.
Yeah.
Trying as hard as you can to get it to work. Doing certain things
Never
to
have
get
a
it to work.
fucking plan B. That was my problem.
Well, in a lot of cases, though, there is no plan B.
No, yeah.
See if it works or it doesn't. If it doesn't, then you go back to a normal job. It's like that. And in my first couple of years, it was pretty much like that. And you just somehow, I think, in the first couple of years, is about finding your feet and finding a way to keep your head above the water. And once you get through the 3 years, you work out a lot of shit on your journey, and it turns into something freaking cool.
That's
like
been your
this.
journey.
Yeah, it's obviously it's tiny, but you get there in the end with it. But you have to. It's a hard graft. And I think if you go back to the Tesla story and what we heard last week, holy shit, the Roadster.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's the master of misdirection. Obviously he's by now, back in July, he claimed that by now they'll be making 5,000 Model 3s a week. I think last month there was 236 delivered in the entire month. So to release both the Tesla Semi, which has been planned for a while now.
I actually haven't looked at this Tesla Semi. I've just got it on my screen now. It's like...
Semi-erect is how I felt when these
I'm not surprised. Have you seen it?
And then to do one more thing and then just release the very much rumoured Roadster with space-like specifications is ridiculous.
Obviously when it was on, I'd read a bit about it and I was expecting the Semi that they were releasing. I'm looking at it now. Imagine fucking Morrison's deliveries in them.
Well, you say that Walmart have already ordered 15.
Have they?
A number of other companies have ordered a number of them. They've already released all that.
Have we seen any interiors of it or anything, or how it operates?
Yeah, it's a single seat
It's
truck.
a cockpit. It's
two 17-inch screens either side with a steering wheel in the middle.
What?
It's
a spaceship.
It's a spaceship.
It does 500 miles. I think there's something like that on a charge.
Some say if you go over 70, it starts taking off.
You say that it's a semi-lorry, and it does 0 to 60 in 5 seconds when it's not got any load on it.
Wow.
0 to 60 in 5 seconds. That's faster than most cars, and it's a semi-lorry.
Yeah.
Okay, and it will do 0 to 60 in 20 seconds when it's got 6,000 kilogram load, which is the maximum that a US road can legally have.
Yeah. 6
the
tons.
Heaviest, I think they're class 8 lorries can have a 6,000 kilogram haulage. It's insane.
Oh, so this doesn't go into production until 2019?
No. They are releasing mega chargers as well to power these. they will output 400 miles in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was reading that.
And they will be 100% powered by batteries and solar panels.
Wow.
Meaning that they can give a flat price across the entire country per mile. A godsend for truckers and companies that have to deal with the variable price of diesel across.
I was going to say, haulage companies and stuff. It's going to change how they operate.
The economics of it is just a different world. You know, it's like
We probably would have been better off actually going to Mars and just starting it on Mars, like just starting from scratch.
But yeah, so I mean, it's pretty insane, and then to have these insane stats, and then just to break. Oh, by the way, one more thing, we've just got just a new car that we've also developed.
Jesus Christ.
That's does 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds.
Jeez, you can't even imagine it. Like, you can't even imagine that speed at that fast.
The fastest cars do about 2.4 ish, and including
what's like a Formula 1 car?
A Formula 1 car is about 1.5 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This is just a Roadster.
I mean, I was watching a video where they spoke to some scientists about car acceleration, and they said that in theory, the fastest a car can accelerate theoretically is 2.05 seconds, according to these scientists. Obviously, don't know how.
Pretty shit scientists.
and then Tesla put out the bag. I was like, oh, you scientist says that the fastest possible way a car can accelerate is 2.05 seconds. We've gone 1.9. It's like
it's because it's not a car; it's a spaceship.
It looks ridiculous, doesn't it? It's such an amazing vehicle. I watched the video of the
acceleration video.
Yeah, it's literally, it looks fake.
Entering warp speed in 5.
Because it's like
4.
Funny enough, you say that, they call it plaid. So
based off the.
So plaid is
nice
based off the film Spaceballs. Spaceballs is a parody of Star Wars, and obviously in the Star Wars you go light speed. But in Spaceballs, you go plaid, which is faster than light speed. So they joke that this car accelerates, not ludicrous, not light speed, but plaid, it's like...
So to get the speed for this car,
it
doesn't come as standard, obviously. You have to have that ludicrous mode in, do you?
No. The Tesla Roadster Model 2 with the 1.9 acceleration is the standard model.
Fuck. Have you bought one? When do they start delivering these?
2020,
right.
which is a bit of a push to it, I think. But it's $200,000.
Nice and cheap.
With a $50,000 deposit.
The thing is, though, it's a supercar. It's affordable because I looked at this, right?
Compare it with the Bugatti Chiron.
I looked at that. The Bugatti Chiron, 3 million, I think it was. Something. It's quick. It's quicker.
Has more seats as well.
Yeah. Fit a baby in the back.
Has 2 trunks.
It's freaking insane. It looks like a Ferrari 458, I think. Like the front end, but just the lights are a little bit different.
While we're on the topic of cars,
it's amazing.
So Glenn has recently bought the Xbox One X, and what game is it?
F1.
He's got the new F1 game, and
the Xbox.
Anyone who comes into his office has to complete the fastest lap. So I think one of us should have a go while we're on mic.
You go and load it up, Ed.
I'm gonna go load it up.
Have you been watching the F1?
I haven't, unfortunately. No, it's a combination of having terrible internet.
Have you still not got the internet sorted yet?
Well, I've got internet sorted.
But
it only goes 3 megabits a second.
What's the news on it though? Is anyone?
There's quite a bit of news. There's talk of a company doing fibre to property, doing a business case for fibre to property.
Who we used? Is it
They only
no
do,
interest?
They only do apartments or
Oh, do
flat
they?
complexes
Oh, right.
to outweigh the installation cost.
Forza F1.
F1 2017.
There is a company that's gonna do fibre property within a half a kilometre of the business park.
Right.
Which you got to sign up for a 2-year contract and pay £40 a month for 100 megabit line.
This is the problem, isn't it? A normal home won't really need
But
that.
that's only half a kilometre of the business park, which is nowhere near my house. But if it becomes popular, then they'll probably extend it.
Yeah.
I think it's insane that new build estates don't have this infrastructure in.
It's especially in today's digital age. It's insane that.
Well, you're actually classed as in poverty if you don't have internet now, aren't you?
You have internet, but it's terribly slow.
Yeah.
And you say that, funnily, if we've had from people from our area have contacted the MP, and they replied basically saying that all new build plot planning permission have to have infrastructure for fibre from beginning of 2017.
Who is it providing BT?
Yeah.
Who you have it with?
So
Reach, isn't it?
any new builds where the planning permission is granted this year and going forward has to have the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
But because Great Park is 15 years into a 30-year development, obviously their planning permission was agreed, years ago, so it's not compulsory. Whereas all these new estates popping up now, if their planning permission was granted this year, it's a law to have the infrastructure for fibre optics, which it should be for this day and age.
I can't understand why it isn't.
I was just trying to download a game through my Xbox, and it took a digital version of a game, and it took close to 40 hours to download
Freaking
one
hell.
game.
How many? What file size?
It was about 40 gigs in size, but my Xbox I was only doing 1.3 gigs an hour.
Oh God, that's
And
terrible.
that was the maximum I was going to get.
1.3 gigs per hour.
Yeah, so downloading 3 games took just under 4 days.
Jesus Christ.
Because it was just ridiculous, yeah.
Okay, so the game setup, we're playing F1 2017.
Yeah.
What?
Australian Grand Prix with the 2017 Red Bull racing car.
So if you want to compete,
All assists off, apart from manual automatic gearbox.
Because no one knows how.
So
gearboxes-
Edward?
Am I going first?
You can have some efforts. You can have a few laps.
We'll have a few laps.
You'll need a few laps.
Fucking will.
You might want to get closer as well. I can give updates if you like.
I remember
Yeah, that'll be
spending
good.
hours on, I think it was F1 2012. Jesus.
2012.
Yeah, just literally do the entire race weekend. It takes so long because you've got 3 practice sessions and then...
This you can get all the old
Flying lap,
cars
that's
on
what I
it.
do.
Yeah, go flying lap. Just be easy on the accelerator though.
Jesus, this is fast.
Watch him spin
So,
out here,
I
Ali.
think
Watch this.
it's-
Watch this.
I think the F1 game is...
Oh, he's not done
is
bad.
generally harder than the likes of Forza and Gran Turismo because
Top Y to use your DRS head.
even
Oh, your top. Yeah, it's Y to use your DRS.
I remember I think it was last year when we went to Eurogamer Expo in
Oh, yeah, we didn't
the
talk about
NEC. They had Gran Turismo there, full
Right.
on racing seat and steering wheel, and I thought I did pretty well.
First spin out.
Well, there's the first spin.
Just get used to
But-
how it works first.
Can't even get it back on the road.
You've got to be so gentle. It's
It is because it's full. This game now, obviously, this game started as on Xbox. It started as like an arcade style, but now this game is full sim,
Do you have a
so it's difficult.
damage assimilation or
No, not on time
just
trial.
cosmetic?
Just cosmetic, yeah. But what have you been playing on Xbox, Ollie? Have you been playing much or?
I've got my car stuck.
Mainly Star Wars Battlefront 2 recently.
What have you done?
I've got my car stuck on the.
Curb. Oh my god, that has never happened on this game. How the hell have you done that?
He's beached his car because obviously F1 cars have such low ground clearance.
Oh no!
You're on the curb.
his rear wheels are off the ground, so he can't actually move anywhere. You can
Just restart the lap.
just restart.
That was a good start. Great start. Here we go.
I tell you what, I am impressed by, obviously, with this 4K console is the new Call of Duty, is insane, and the new Forza.
I would expect the Forza to be good, but isn't the Call of Duty just the same graphics engine that's just been rehashed again?
It is, but the unlocks and all that stuff on it now, the customization is nuts.
Yeah.
It really is. Obviously, the same game engine, but it's nice being back in the World War II sort of style of game. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when I went to Eurogamer earlier this year, got to play a number of Xbox One X games, including new Assassin's Creed Origins. That did look beautiful, and that's a completely revamped game, much better than the previous ones. It's more of an RPG now than an action game.
Yeah, I think I played when we were at the Black Flag. I think we were playing.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, but it's one of those games where it's more for campaign rather than online gaming.
Yeah, it's not an online game at all, really.
And I'm obviously I only have time really for. Where's he going?
Invalidated lap time, collided with the wall.
I really, the thing I enjoy now for games is just online, racing online or football online or shoot-ups online.
Well, it just doesn't require much time.
No.
Just jump on, jump off.
Exactly, yeah. That's the good thing about them.
I like.
But it's also it's like consoles versus PC as well. I know a lot of people consoles just because of the convenience.
It's not allowed to go down there.
Are you just Are you just playing PC mostly now then, or?
No, I have not actually turned my PC on for a few months, to be honest.
Not been on the VR.
Unfortunately, not.
Hey, that deal was pretty good. $650.
600.
600.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I want the deluxe audio strap because it's actually plastic straps that have like a ratchet system.
Right.
Whereas the current system
This is for the Vive, yeah?
Yeah, the current system is just fabric straps with Velcro, which, doesn't very good.
Have the obviously when we played it back at the flat, is there any VRs looking at like wireless VR yet or not?
Well, there was actually there's been around for about a year. There's a TB Link doing a wireless receiver for the HTC Vive.
That's the next thing in it. It's got to be
currently only available in I think like China or where HTC are based.
Mm-hmm.
The battery is about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
That's
wireless.
Pretty good. Does that come with the ability to connect it to a wire after that or not to play it?
Yes. So obviously it's just
charge cable essentially.
The cables come from the headset. You just plug the headset into this receiver.
Yeah.
And then that works. There's talks of obviously having a battery pack maybe on your waist or something like that.
That would work, yeah.
But then obviously it's all about movement.
Fucking hell, this guy's got a driving license as well.
Even though probably the 2 weeks that he took the driving license and hasn't since.
So have you still got your Tesla on order, Ollie?
Yeah. No, I've had it on day one reservation holder, 31st of March 2016. By the time I get it, it'll probably be close to 3 years since I reserved it to be able to get it.
When is the launch for those in the UK?
So all we know at the moment is early 2019.
But again, that's still just on back order, isn't it? Do you know where you are in the actual?
I don't know where I am in the queue. I mean, I imagine I'm pretty close up front because I ordered it.
I remember when you ordered it.
I ordered it an hour after they started, 2 hours after pre-orders revealed, which currently was about 4 a.m. in the UK.
Jesus.
So the only people that would have got ahead of me in the UK were people who were obviously there at the time, that obviously watching the reveal the same time I was.
Yeah.
Or gone to a store and ordered it that day, I believe. Because obviously the time difference. makes obviously quite a big difference, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really going to matter where you come in the UK, because the UK market is rather small compared to the US market.
Oh yeah, we're tiny, aren't we?
And once they get the production scaled up, the talks of doing 5,000 models a week.
Just laughing at him. He didn't even get through the last corner. He validated his lap before he started. Hey.
Yeah. They'll probably do the entire UK market in a few weeks. If you think there's 5,000 a week, how many orders are going to be from the UK?
Yeah.
It's like, and obviously they've got
Where's the closest Tesla from around here? Leeds.
The closest Tesla service station is either Leeds or Edinburgh. They have a sales office in Newcastle, but not.
Where at?
It's like in town, like centre of town, like by the quayside in one of the small offices. It's not a sales office for public. It's just an office with a phone number, so you can ring them. But there's no like showroom or.
They've done quite a few shows on Grey Street, haven't they? I see Tesla there a few times.
They were in
cars and stuff.
The motor show. They're actually doing a nationwide tour soon. You'll be able to register to test drive a Model S or Model X. I think either the first or second weekend in December. They're up near the Marriott Hotel up in Great Park.
I was speaking to Chris yesterday, and he sent me something on Skype where, because obviously he owns a Tesla and stuff, he could actually send invites to friends who can actually go and test drive cars.
Yeah.
But it worked out that the person who you send the invite to had to actually already have placed an order for one of the Teslas, so I couldn't use it.
Interesting.
I've tried to get a Tesla test drive for a while. I can't get one.
Have you signed up on their website?
Yeah, I've been on the list for ages. Cause you've test drive a few, haven't you?
I've test drove a Model S twice.
Yeah. Does the Model S not interest you anymore now they've got the new ones?
It's the price, really.
Yeah.
And it's the base model is now around about £65,000, £60,000.
I've been looking at them myself.
And they are great cars, but they're just way out of my price range. And to be honest, they are big cars as well. They're a luxury saloon. I don't think I've had small cars my entire life, and I like the size of the Model 3. And to be honest, if I won a bunch of money, I probably wouldn't buy a Model S. I'd probably either invest it, save it, and wait for the Model 3 because I like the size of the Model 3.
I think the problem is the problem you've got with Tesla is that it's not a vehicle, is it? It's a vehicle, but it's
very much
software.
more. It's very much more of a gadget than an actual.
Yes, it's a gadget. I was just going to say before, it's a gadget, and I think Tesla's becoming like the new Apple, if you like. It's one of those things that people want. People.
Yeah.
It's like it's basically a piece of software with wheels, and that's the problem with Tesla. I think is going to be in the future is keeping up with the technology of it. You're going to buy a Tesla in 2 years. I know it's like this with every car, but even more so with Tesla, because you're going to buy a Tesla and it's going to be old within the space of 2 years. They're going to have announced something like Apple do. They release a phone and then release something a year after that's much more fucking upmarket, spec wise, software wise.
Well,
It can do more stuff.
Did you see that someone actually tweeted Elon Musk soon after they released the Model S with hardware version 2?
Yeah.
Hardware version 1 doesn't have full full self-drive. It just has dynamic cruise control and lane assist, whereas hardware version 2 has the capability to do full self-drive.
Yeah.
Someone bought the first hardware one, and then literally like 4 months later they announced that all future Model S's will have this new hardware. It was about a moan on a tweet to Elon, and he basically Elon replied directly and just said,
I think that's going to be the best from me. That's the first one.
How many laps was that?
Man, did I get penalties then? What was that? Wait, what's that? What was that?
Carry on.
He just replied basically saying, look, we're not one of the car companies that holds features back for their annual release.
Yeah.
We're going to always be pushing car-like technology. So
It's going to be like that ongoing forever. They're going to have a version 2, 3, 4.
If you're not happy with this, basically Tesla car is not for you. We're going to be making major refreshes every 18 months. So if you're not happy with that, don't buy a Tesla. Basically,
I think
you join the Tesla community, knowing that accepting that your car is going to be almost out of date quite soon.
I think that's most it's cases with everything nowadays, because it's a thing that's it's a piece of of software essentially, and software just goes out of date. Hardware goes out of date so fast. Look, when you buy, for example, the Xbox, they've now got updated hardware, and phones, they have faster chips that can do more stuff. It's just the same with automation. You've got automation driving that can do a certain thing, and then you've got another piece of hardware that can do the full automated driving.
Yeah.
It's oh balls, that's gone off screen, but I could see what it was. God, that looks so nice, that Model X.
Yeah, so the Tesla will be around Newcastle on the 15th of December.
Right.
So you can sign up for a test drive,
Okay.
and then they'll ring you if they have a slots free and allow you to test drive one. So you should fill it in.
Yeah. Find me that. Can you find me the link?
Just Google Tesla Newcastle,
Oh, they'll just come
and then
up.
it'll come up with Tesla events in the UK.
Right. Interesting. God, so nice, that Model X, honestly. There's a woman on Grey Street. I don't know who it is. She must work in one of the offices or own one of the businesses. And she's got the Model X. I saw it on there the other day.
Yeah.
In the blue as well. It's really, really smart.
Jesus, what's wrong with me?
Such a nice motor. Yeah, I've been looking at getting one for.
Obviously, great if you got a kid coming up.
Yeah, it's great for that, and it's also I guess
safety and
it's a really good business expense as well, because I don't have a car in the business anymore.
Great company car.
Yeah.
Because the benefit in kind tax is really low because it's 100% electric. And they've actually just announced, the UK government announced that they won't be charging companies benefit in kind tax for charging the car at work.
That's a question I was going to ask you. We've got the MCP over the road.
Yeah.
There's some charge stations in there, standard ones. How fast would they charge a Tesla in terms of from what 50 miles left to being full?
It really varies based on the power outage.
Do they vary in these car parks, the power outages, are they all similar?
I'll be able to find out because I've got an app that tells me all the electric charge points in the UK. So you've got the supercharger in Washington. That output,
I go past that every day actually.
That's
on my way back.
120 kilowatts hour, 120 kilowatt hours, 120 kilowatts an hour. If obviously other people aren't using it at the same time, because two chargers are shared. So if you have two people using the same two chargers, it halves it. Then you got high speed ones in various places, and they are faster. Obviously, not as fast as Tesla superchargers, but then they are kind of like they're pretty good. And then you've got like standard ones.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find it now. So the one in the NCP nearby is a Type 2, £20 a year to charge.
Wow.
Or free with a certain app, CYC app, and charging is free.
Huh.
So a lot of places in the centre of Newcastle.
There's loads around Newcastle now. You see them everywhere. Grey Street and
free charging.
Oh God!
You lost it there. That was terrible.
I thought.
What's your time set?
Oh, it's not good.
Tell me, 1:33.
No, gotta be having a laugh now. I think it's like 1:40.
No, but you've just got best of 133. Oh, is that the actual record up to now?
That's the record that's now, I think.
Is it? Is it on the board there? Is it?
No.
What's
The
Tom's Tom's time?
128.
128.
Yours is 133.325.
Ah, right, that's mine up there.
Yeah.
Jesus, I can't even go around the first corner.
So that's pretty good.
So, for example, the one in Grange Street Car Park, which is Type 2, I believe, is 7 to 22 kilowatt hours.
Right.
So
hang on.
max rating, it'll be a fifth of the speed of
Yeah.
the supercharger.
But if I left it there all day, it would charge.
Oh yeah. Obviously,
You know, if I park in those as well, if
Yeah.
I park in that space, I still have to pay for that parking space for the day.
yes, it's still a parking space.
Yeah.
So you still have to pay the parking charge.
Yeah.
It's just the electric charge point is there as well.
Problem is, you know, it's when you come up into those, because I get in here about, well, depending on what time I set off, but I generally go into that car park and most of those freaking charge spots are taken already. Nissan Leafs and
Oh yeah.
stuff.
It's, it's popular. I know a guy at work who owns a Peugeot Ion,
Yeah.
which is a 100% electric car.
My friend's got one.
And he lives in town, so he just parks it in a multi-storey car park on a night time.
There's one just over the road as well, actually. There's always a BMW parked there, though. Have you seen the new Nissan Leaf automated driving?
I did
It's
see.
impressive.
I did see a video of them trialing it, the new ones, and I was impressed.
It is really impressive.
But I think it's well, the UK government have said that they want to have self-driving cars on the road by 2021.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking, obviously, with the little boy on the way, it's scary to think that when he's our age, at 20,
Yeah,
will he actually need to learn to drive?
true.
Will he need to get a license? How is all the licensing going to look when you've got how is insurance is going to look when you've got a car that drives himself?
Who has responsibility?
Exactly.
I think that that's still way off. You're going to have self-driving, but I think the regulation is always behind, but I still think that you're still going to have to do a driving test. You're still going to have to be responsible for the car, even though it's a self-driving car. I think it's going to be like that for
You're responsible for what that car does.
Yeah, because
So it's your risk.
you could control
That's done that.
you could
Last time.
overpower the car
Yeah.
itself, disable the auto drive and then crash, and then you
So when that test, I know it's already built into the car and stuff, but when are they allowing fully A to B driving automated?
What, as in like you can sleep? Or-
Essentially, yes. So when can you put it in from your garage? You sit in the car at your garage, and you want to go to Newcastle to Manchester, and you press the button, it just drives you there. When is that?
Well, their government want to do it by 2021,
Jesus.
which would be very fast.
Not fall asleep though.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
they
but
want
essentially-
full autonomy by 2021.
Which will allow you to
Yeah.
fall asleep.
I mean, regulation is always far behind, sometimes decades far behind, but they said they want to be in the forefront. Whether that's going to take effect or not, I don't know.
The roads aren't ready for that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is the automated. It's one of the things obviously I wanted to talk about on this podcast just really quickly because we never covered it. But yeah, driving. I mean, it's for me as obviously a motorsport fan and sort of someone who likes to drive, because I really do enjoy driving. It's actually quite sad.
Yeah,
to,
I mean, it's
to
the
think
thing is
that it's going to disappear.
the electric cars are great to drive, but
Yeah, it's I don't know what the future holds with all that stuff, but we shall see.
yeah.
I might actually get a complete lap here, so get ready to look at the time. Even if it's like 1:50.
You've been on about 10 laps, Ed. I think obviously we've been chatting for quite some time, and it's good to have covered all the Tesla stuff and the automated driving. But
might
So
sound a bit random, the flow of the podcast, but
this is what the podcast is about, though. You know,
144.531.
oh my god, that's dreadful.
I'm writing it down though,
That is-
because I'm never going to get a complete lap again otherwise.
Write it
it's
down, I'll
about,
put you on
about
the board.
7 seconds slower than the slowest time.
Where's the pen?
The one on there. But yeah, I think obviously we've been on for a while, so we're going to shut the show there and have the podcast online in the next day or so. So thank you, Ollie, for coming in, and Edward, thank you very much for your terrible Family One.
Jesus.
And we will catch you next time. Thanks for listening.
Right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
And there we have it, another great episode with Ed and Ollie. Thanks to those guys for popping in again and seeing us. It was really good to sit down and speak about those subjects. So we hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you have some questions. Maybe you want to come on the podcast and talk about those yourself. We are looking for podcasts into 2018. Whatever you do, whatever you're interested in, please come in and talk to us. It's just really, really good to sit down and chat to people on a regular basis. Like I say, it's not something it's not something we get enough time to do. Everyone seems to be in a rush. Everyone's busy. We've always got somewhere to do, somewhere to be. So pop in. Let's have a chat. Drop us an email on info@primalsomething.com, and we can have a chat about any subject you like. As you've probably heard on this podcast, it's a very open sort of discussion. No adverts. We just chat about everything from minute one to the very last minute. So if you're enjoying the podcast, leave us some comments, leave us some feedback, and we will hopefully chat to you guys in the new year. As I said at the start, we are looking to deliver podcasts on a regular basis into 2018, so possibly 3 to 4 months. We do have a couple of people lined up, some really interesting people actually. So we're hoping to get those guys on the podcast soon. There's a couple of people scheduled in for January, so look out for those. The website and the brand PrimalSomething will be going through a slight rebrand. So it'll be the same URLs. If we do change the URL, we will forward that onto the new podcast rebranded name. But look for us into 2018, and we will see you all then. Thanks for listening.